There was a report written by a committee formed by the government under Henry Kissinger. They brought the report and they talked about the future of the world, and they saw Africa becoming with the largest population by 2050. It will be more than half the population of the world. And they plan how to shrink that population because we will need the resources in Africa and it will endanger the white man. So one of the programs was to release a program of family planning, which was guided by IPPF, International Planned Parenthood Federation, which is an NGO associated with the United Nations. So they ran that program of family planning. They tried it. Africa did not obey it. So instead of producing one child, they produced 10. It became a problem. It is believed, and this is a theory, let me use this because I'm addressing you on a podium that is more exposed, that they introduce diseases that is associated with production of humanity. One of them was HIV and AIDS. And they thought it was going to sweep Africa, Latin America, and Eastern Europe, and Eastern countries, and kill the people in decades. It never worked. They only introduce management. That's why they cannot produce a real cure, but they just manage it. And then Ebola, and then the others. The latest one is the one they introduced about COVID. Actually, it was thought that in 1 month, it was going to wipe Africa. We would feel it. But you see, let me make a joke. Africa walks on food, and therefore inhale a lot of dust. So the lungs in Africa are slippery. It has a lot of dust. So when this nyangau got inside, it got stuck in the mud. But when it affects a European, it is clean air. It is going direct to the lungs. So they died faster, and they lost a generation of their fathers. So the issue of pairing men in marriage is a wider scheme to shrink our population. Because when a man begins to have a relationship with another man, they begin to lose taste of having a relationship with a woman. The reason why these men are married and they still keep wives is because they are trying to please their relatives. They have no interest with these men, with these women. And this is a very weird option. Very weird. Because you must do two things. One, you must promote it, and you must recruit it. It has no self-sustainability, and they make it as if it is a behavior of the elites, because it was started by very rich people. So our sons, listen to me, and Kalenjin uses a very bad word. Don't bend over to another man. You know, that system, which you are trying to turn it into what God never meant, was not meant for any high frequency. So when you have a high frequency, it distorts the operation of it. And it really humiliates you as a man. So the only thing that can save you is to keep your culture and keep your faith. Don't be cheated by those who are saying there are bishops who are involved in this cassia. Those things, it is people who have entered the church and used the church to convince the world. That is really against human. One of the experiences we had is the man who had a surgery and operated on and turned into a woman some years back. Do you remember that gentleman? I'll not mention the name. Now, all the people who are treated under transgender program, they have ended up committing suicide. In fact, death is in the highest rate. The man who was relating with other men, death is in the highest, and suicidal behavior and manifestation. You will not live long. When passion of a man turns to a passion of another man, it is dangerous. Betrayal is deadly. What they call unfaithfulness is deadly. You have had people disappearing? In fact, there was one the other day, about some few weeks ago, who disappeared. Who died, really. The one who killed it was the same processes. So, gentlemen, one way or another, you might have grown and be able to come into that. God can help you out. The final thing which I wanted to mention, and thank you for bringing it up, is what now has been engraved in our system of education. There is something called comprehensive sexuality health education. It is being implemented now in Europe from the last month of September, and it is being implemented in international schools everywhere in the world, including Nairobi. What does this do? This program is a transgender program. One, they want to give a child of 4 years up to 12 years the right to determine sex, what sex she or he belongs. If that boy feels like he is a girl, they are demanding that the law gives them the authority, and that is what they are doing in America and Europe, and there is a serious problem now. In fact, in America, there are 720 legislation which is being legislated against it now, after they had allowed through court. Now it is coming to Kenya. It was signed by our ministers in Mobutu Protocol of 2003 by the Ministries of Education. In the next few months, our heads of states and government in Africa will sign Mobutu II, which is going to legalize and to be ingrained in the charter of AU, so that your child will have a right to decide the sex, whether he wants to be a girl or a boy. If they are boys, they will be operated on, removed all the organs, and produce a girl out of them and induce hormonal drugs that will produce breasts. They will have everything of a woman, minus they will not produce children. That is the first thing. The second thing they are going to do is to encourage that children of 15 years practices use the bills for family planning. This way, they are talking about a nice way. We don't want the children to be pregnant early. We want to control it. That is the language. But actually, it is a process of sterilizing. Number 3, they are going to deny you, the parent, the right to guide your child in such decisions. Are you hearing what I'm saying? If we had time, I would have given you a clip of parents in America, in UK. And last week, the Prime Minister of UK has made a pronouncement on it, that parents must bring up their children. And this is putting a lease of life It is going to create a revolution in the world. So this is the direction we are going. It is more than what you're saying, but thank God that we can have a men's meeting like this one.